But where I'd like to go now, if we're thinking about, we've talked about sowing, we've planted the seeds, we've given them, ideas. And another thing that we might consider when we think about sowing information, it might be about giving the community an idea for an activity. So you take those young professionals and you're like, you know what, I have an idea. Can you guys work on a group on this particular challenge that I'm seeing either within our department or within the organization, and planting these thoughtful experiments in their laps and seeing where it goes. Where does that conversation go? And again, nothing moderated, and it's not like homework. It's just here's something that I think that your knowledge as a group, that your wisdom as a group can contribute to. I would love to get your feedback on this. And so now again, we're celebrating the knowledge that this particular group has pulled together. And I think that becomes important. And so how do you make other people aware? There's the other piece of information that I'm curious about is we're gathering information that's good information, and we're going to share that. We're going to sell it on a different corner. We're going to sell this information on a different corner. Now, how do we make other people aware that we have a little farm stand going on?
Jen, and you were suggesting sort of planting a problem or something that they can work on, but that's one approach. And then you could encourage them for them to come with the problem that they want to work on. Because it may be something real in their department or in their organization that they need to resolve. And now they've actually got an opportunity to nut it out. So maybe they didn't think about this is a great time for us to talk about this issue.
Absolutely. I love that. And that's a great learning device. Back in the day, we used to call that action learning sets, so you can pull that and use that in communities as well. Am I asking how we become the inflatable bendy guy that draws attention to the farm stand? Yes, I am asking that. That you see in front of the used car lots. Yes. How do we become? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, I want a screenshot of everybody doing their imitation of the bendy guy. But how do we become that? But yes, but I like that because Justine, because what that does is maybe what happens is the word gets out that this particular group is working on important projects, and maybe other people want to be part of those important projects. That is just open source. It's not something that's been assigned homework or an extra project for you to solve because of your work role. It's just because it's like a hackathon, right? It's a group that has put together this hackathon of how are we going to solve some of the common challenges within the business, and maybe others want to be a part of that. So I love that idea. How do we get it out there?
Well, I think you said it before, Shannon, partnering with marketing, HR, comms, IT, everybody, and just being the voice and saying, hey, look what these people are doing over here. Just look what they're doing. And just driving people's attention to it. If there's a monthly newsletter that goes out to the company, find a way to highlight it. If you're doing a podcast about something, interview the community manager or some of the participants and talk about what they're doing. Just be a voice for them and plug them anywhere you can. You really are. You are the flailing arm guy in front of the car lot.
I'd say, to tag off Chris's comment, if you're walking down the virtual hallway, like where's everybody hanging out? Where's the water cooler at? Right. I don't want to set up my stand and do the whole, if a tree falls and nobody's there to hear it, doesn't make a sound. I want people to hear the sound. So go to where the people are and the foot traffic is. So if you see a community or communities that are more active than others, well, that would be your place to try to seed to take up more acreage, so to speak.
We can be the voice for the community. We can share their, something important that happened within their group, or feature them on a podcast, feature them on a newsletter, kind of like an announcement that says, hey, did you know? ... You know, and I would say that it might be smart to ask permission before, before shouting it from the rooftops, because maybe they, if it's for young professionals and you got somebody who's, not under 40, and maybe you want to shout that out, maybe you got to have a special message that goes along with it, right? If you are, don't just pop in, there are criteria or what have you. So just be careful, but it's really important that we become their, amplifier, I guess. Is that the right word? That we amplify their voice, that we're the advocate in some cases, or the champion in others.